Let's move on. And will they or won't they? That's the question on everyone's mind as digital payment firm PhonePe eyes the D-Street debut. CNBC-TV18 Shereen Bhan spoke to Sameer Nigam, the founder and CEO, as well as Rahul, the Chief Technology Officer at PhonePe, on IPO plans at the startup space and much more. Listen in.
Can you look me in the eye and tell me what's changed today? What gives you the confidence of wanting to go for an IPO today?
I think the profitability part of it, we shared our annual report for FY24 already, and we were adjusted PAT positive for the first time, so I'm very happy about that. I think directionally too, I think the company's at a stage where I feel like the core payments business, consumer and merchant combined, is at a stage of maturity and market leadership where we should, hopefully from here, remain sort of very, very stable and hopefully quite profitable in years to come. Conditioned well enough to say without setting any targets or goals. I think it's the right time. I think the business is in a good place, the org is in a good place, the sector is in a good place. Payments is still growing very rapidly. So if you're a market leader in a growth sector, I think it's a good time.
So Rahul, did the two of you sit and have a conversation about it makes sense to do it now? This is the right time, this is the moment, and we should go all in?
Oh yeah, we have a conversation about everything. I think we have more conversations with each other than our wives.
Well, you've known each other longer than you've known your wives, so it kind of makes sense.
That is true. No, we did have a conversation. I think like Sameer mentioned, just given the current state of the org and the business, specifically on the core offering that is payments, given how exciting financial services and payments in India is, and the fact that we also have a few new businesses that we are diversifying into, we felt that this is the right time where the core business on the path to profitability, being able to actually nurture new businesses, is the right time to take PhonePe to the public markets. It is also a reflection of our maturity as a company from a compliance and governance perspective, that we are ready to actually take on this larger role. So yeah, we did have the discussion and felt that it's perfectly the right time to actually push forward.
But you know, as you pointed out, this is not your first rodeo. You've both have been around the block and you've done this several times over. And I want to go back to the Flipkart days and the Flipkart Association, because I was telling Rahul before we started that in many ways, you know, what HUL is to sort of the legacy companies as the CEO factory, Flipkart kind of has done that for the digital ecosystem, has it not? And you're kind of part of that story in many ways.
Flipkart, I think
Over 100.
people talk about the Flipkart mafia and all the startups that came about. I think
You're part of the mafia.
I'm saying, I don't think people understand. It's not just in Bangalore. I think the change in psyche in 20-year-olds and even late teenagers today, where everyone wants to actually get out there and ride the sort of startup wave and try their luck at building something, being innovators, that fearlessness you see today, which I think we all celebrate. I think so much of it can be mapped back to that one company, and I think the two Bansals, but they also had a phenomenal group around them. They're early believers. We joined a little later. We were missionaries, but we were late missionaries. They already had a very strong core. I tell people at PhonePe this often. I have a tremendous amount of pride in the talent and our bench strength, but there was a point at Flip where this caliber of the bench strength was actually scary good. Right? I mean, every IIT graduate and every IIM graduate was working there, and every lateral, like, peak of their career sort of smart person that I know of. And I think the country, forget markets and IPOs and all this stuff. The country owes companies like that just as much as we do in this generation, just as much as you do for the Tatas for creating haloed institutions. Definitely the OGs in this space. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind.
Right. I think it's the startup university.
Still are.
Equal number of good decisions and bad decisions. But the fact is that looking back, vision is always 2020. And I think we have that advantage building PhonePe after having seen the Flipkart journey, because there's so many learnings, right? There's so many learnings in terms of, we were talking about incentivization, cashback, use of data, building for scale. I think a lot of us who have graduated from that startup university called Flipkart enjoy having that 2020 vision when it comes to actually building a startup today.
How do you look at competition? Do you look at competition from the perspective of focusing on your competitors' strengths or your competitors' vulnerabilities?
Definitely not the vulnerabilities, because that's a perverse game, right? I think even on the strengths, I think we definitely look at whether they're innovating in interesting ways.
Who's innovating today, to your mind?
I think shamelessly, I think in our sector over the last 10, 15 years, the most innovative by far and away has been Paytm, and we talk about this. I think it's fair to say that.
Yeah.
They brought the wallet to market, they got the QR to market, they got the soundbox to market. They've done a lot of things. I think that's perfectly all right. Like, I should be able to say that my competitor is actually very innovative, right? I think Cred got gloss to design. It's glossy. It looks like really polished. I think each of our competitors, there's certain things that they do better. BillDesk is the OG in payments for 20, 25 years. They've gone into the hardest work in the entire sector. They've gone and taken state utilities and digitized them, right? So huge respect, because we all benefit. There's no BBPS if there's no BillDesk.